Hello and welcome to another GeekyVerse video. We cannot have the Chirrut Imwe without Base Malbus, his trusty friend. So today we are bringing you set number 75153, AT-ST Walker, the iconic Star Wars walker reimagined in the light of the new movie. This one is a pretty tall build with a fair bit of technic elements, which I am generally not the greatest fan of, however they are necessary for this kind of build, I guess. And since they got the job done well, I won't complain. There is also just the right amount of stickers in this one, not causing me to have a nervous breakdown. Let's start at the bottom. Some stickers are on the AT-ST's feet, if you want to call them that, for some added detailing. Moving up, we can take a look at his skinny Technic design legs. I guess he also skips leg day in the Imperial Machines gym or something. As good as the look is, I wish the functionality would be on par. The range of motion for the legs is done rather clunky, and there is really only one stable pose in which the walker can stand without falling down. As we get to the base of the head, we have a nice rotating lever feature, which actually lets the head rotate 360 degrees. The back of the head itself looks a bit too open perhaps, but it's not that bad. Another feature on the back are the two levers which you can push inside to fire out the projectiles in the front of the head. On the sides of the head we have two different types of rotating blasters, nicely set up with the help of these round saucer pieces. There is another set of blasters at the very front, where the mouth of the AT-ST is, if you wish to call it that. I especially like the front head design on this thing. With the little hatches on top, the whole thing does really feel very close to an AT-ST walker, which is a huge plus of course. The top comes off and we can get a look inside the controls room, with a few little details in here as well as the control panel. You can also get a glimpse of how the sides are attached kind of diagonally, but the whole thing closes up really nicely with no big holes or anything, which are too distracting, and I really appreciate that. The build as a whole really does come out well in the end, and it's pretty tall, perhaps even slightly out of scale almost, but we won't fault it too much for that. As far as the minifigures go, we get three. First off is the AT-ST pilot, with the AT-ST crew print inspired from the original movies. He gets a blaster and a helmet. Under the helmet he hides an alternate face, which isn't really that different though. We also get the essential Base Malbus minifigure with his blaster Gatling gun, if I can name it like that. It's a pretty big gun, attached to his back partially. He also gets a print in line with his movie costume and an alternate angry face underneath his hairpiece. Finally, we also get another no-name rebel, and I like that they gave this one a darker skin tone, since a bit of diversity with LEGO figs is always nice. Other than that, he has an elongated blaster which simply adds a small Technic piece at the end, but it works. The standard Rebel print is topped out by the now iconic Rebel helmet, but unfortunately no alternate face on this poor Rebel. Summing up the set, this has to be by far the best AT-ST ever made by LEGO to date. Really loving the design here, although that limited mobility does hurt it a little bit. All three minifigures are good here, with Base stealing the crown of course. The price itself again is pretty fair at $40, but as with the hover tank I reviewed, I got this one on sale, so for me again it was a no-brainer. Another downside might be the amount of Technic-ish building, but I don't really see any way around it for this particular set, so that's all I have to say about this giant walker. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more of our videos, and may the force be with you.